thing. YouTube.
I'm in a whole different place here, Brent. So I was trying to point at people, but I'm like, I'm using this camera this time. It's kind of wild.
Because you have multiple cameras there, don't you?
I've got multiple cameras. I'm only plugged into the one.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's not true. I guess I could do a couple, but I'm not going to. I have all the lighting set up for this one. And the
you got one of those like Stream Deck, like Elgatos, where you can like just flip back and forth between them.
I do. It's not. So I'm in my wife's office, right? And she's got all the cool toys. And I don't know how to use half of it. She's so much more creative than I am.
There you go. I've got one of those Stream Decks. It's still in the box. I haven't even pulled it out yet.
Really?
And the thing is, I got it on an Amazon Day, like Prime, like a Prime Day deal. I have no idea what I would do with it. Like, I know what it does. I just don't know what I would do with it.
So I actually use my Stream Deck to edit the audio of this, right? So everybody on YouTube here, hi, right? You're watching us, Babylon 5, for the first time. This is the behind the scenes, the uncut, the unfiltered talk between Brent and myself. But if you go onto any podcast app and you look us up, there's a nice shiny, polished kind of a version of this we put out there. And I've set up the Stream Deck with all of the keystrokes and all the cuts. So I've got my mouse over on this hand and the Stream Deck on this hand, and kush. And that's how I move the stuff around and clean it up. And it works really well. Also, like, my keyboard does a really good job with that too. You know what I mean? So it's
right.
I'm doing it because I'm justifying the purchase at this point.
I was like, if you could do something cool with that, maybe I should do that for the Brent Watches videos, which those are super fun out here on YouTube. It's exclusive for you guys because we don't put that anywhere else. Which, by the way, thanks for you guys responding to the Reacts videos, because
totally
those are way more work than I thought they would be to make. But they're a lot of fun, and it's honestly one of my highlights of the week have been setting that video up, setting a premiere, and hopefully I'm right there live with you guys as that's premiering, and I get to talk to you guys live as it's going out. And it's honestly one of the highlights of my week. But I was thinking maybe I should use the Stream Deck to do that. But you're right. It's my mouse is in one hand and I've got keyboard shortcuts in the other hand, and I fly through it like that. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think that's might be like, you and I think both. I know I did. I used a computer for a long time when I was a kid that didn't have a graphic interface,
right.
It was a keyboard. Getting a mouse, like, that was a thing. Oh my gosh, a mouse. So yeah, keystrokes all day long, day long, super comfortable.
Oh, and they just go faster. Honestly, I'd rather do keystrokes honestly more than I would a mouse half the time.
Totally.
Jeff, people aren't here to listen to us talk about mice and mouses.
I think they love this. They want the deep dive into how
what
this
is the
stuff
plural
happens.
Of this kind of mouse? Is it mouses?
Is it mice? Meese?
I love Mises to Pieces. Do you remember that show?
I do.
But they're not here to listen to us talk about that. They're here to listen to us talk about Babylon 5. You and I have both watched the latest episode, at least for us, Soulmates, for the very first time. This is becoming a more and more frequent refrain for us, Jeff. We have tried to record this episode. I think this is our 9th time trying to record this episode.
It's been a lot.
Which is just between, real life stuff coming up and saying, crap, we're going to have to push off. And then technical stuff going on over at Jeff's side. I think there was technical stuff on my side once with just internet being weird and stuff. And anyway, hopefully we've got all that worked out. But Jeff, I'm excited to get to talk about this one.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this one. I'm also excited to get to the next one. You're right. I think, super fast, we came on, I think 3 or 4 of the times to record, and you're like, Jeff, I can't even see you. I can't hear you. Right. I ended up calling our internet provider, and it turns out our whole neighborhood. One time you're like, I went and looked at my speed, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not even getting a meg up at this point. You're like, oh, you must have a couple OnlyFans people upstream. I've been in my neighborhood. I sure hope that's not the case. But no, there was actually a whole neighborhood kind of like an outage going on, and they were blown away. They're like, how has no one else, reported this? I don't get it. It's pretty wild.
Maybe you don't have the OnlyFans people in your neighborhood.
Right. It's just everybody else. I'm actually doing a quick little check right now because just so for the YouTube people to know, I had the Warner.
I saw it. I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to like break your heart.
I know. It's like, no.
You were fine. You were fine until you started talking about it.
Yeah. there's somebody out there listening is what it is.
Right.
They're like,
right.
Well, listen, so we're about to get started. Everything tested fine, so it should be good.
Yeah, you're clear now.
But so I'm in a new spot. I'm probably going to hit buttons weird, and it's a little odd. And maybe next week I'll be back up in my office. I got booted. It happens. But you ready to do this?
I am. And just listen, as Jeff said, this is the raw behind the scenes. This is unedited. We do not edit this video, mostly for your entertainment. And because we're kind of lazy, but mostly for your entertainment, because here you're going to get the outtakes. You're going to get all the places where Jeff and I screw up. You're also going to get the full conversations that, you know, all those things that Jeff is going to go in and edit out later. You guys are getting the full thing. So enjoy it and stay with us. Comment down below. Jeff and I, we just mentioned, we love getting to interact with you guys. That is a value point for us as far as this thing goes. We love building this community. We're at that point, Jeff, we're 20 some odd episodes into this deal. 30. I think this is
30. I think this is 30. Yeah.
We've started to get to know the people who frequently comment, which is kind of really cool, right?
Super cool.
So you guys do that, and make sure you like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff, so that you can know when our stuff is happening. Jeff, please, for the love of all that's good and holy, let's do this episode.
Let's do it.
This is my first time.
You're new here, aren't you?
First time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I'm watching Babylon 5 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm also watching Babylon 5 for the first time. We are two veteran Star Trek podcasters watching Babylon 5 for the very first time, searching for Star Trek-like messages and trying to decide, how much do we just love this series?
And while this is not a Star Trek podcast, we are Star Trek podcasters. So there's a good chance that those Star Trek references are going to worm their way into this Babylon 5 podcast. But we have the rule of 3. That means each one of us gets 3, no more, references per episode. Every time we make one of those references, you're going to hear that sound, assuming I have my hand on the button and I'm paying attention to what's being said. Hey, Brent.
Yes.
I've got some awesome news.
Uh-oh.
We've got a 5-star review.
Oh, yes.
This comes from Janice Forth on Apple Podcasts. Janice Forth says, "You guys are doing great. It's wonderful that you're falling in love with this little gem of a show. Love your speculations. I've gasped a few times when you nailed it, not going to tell you when or what, and laughed when you haven't." Brent, spoiler alert, I think she's going to love this one today.
Janice, there's sometimes a delay between when people send in these things and like, because we kind of have a backlog of these reviews. So there's sometimes weeks out from when people actually send them in, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So Janice, I'm not sure at what point you sent this in, but when you get to this one, I mean, Jeff, I've had a couple of doozies that I've nailed, but this one,
Yeah.
Oh my word. And
Right.
I talked myself into this one on the last episode. Like, it's not where I started. I talked myself into it, and holy cow.
Yeah, beat for beat. So good. Well, hey, on our Twitter at Babylon First, you can go follow us there. Our buddies from the Babylon podcast at Babylon Podcast joined in on a discussion of great Ivanova lines. They said,
Nice.
Yeah, that was a really fun thread. I love theirs, though, because I can't disagree with it. They said, "I think my favorite of hers is actually from Infection." Because, yeah,
Okay.
there were some good things in Infection. And it was, "Don't. You're too young to experience that much pain." That's a good one. Brett, we got an email in through the website that you said you wanted to read and you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Let's do this. I love this email. I really do and it goes back to a little bit of my Star Trek podcast, but it applies 100% here. But this is to our website, Babylon5first.com. David writes in, and this is what he says. He says, I gave you guys a 5-star review on Spotify, but Spotify doesn't allow you to write reviews.
Oh, yes.
It counts.
So this is a 5-star review, Jeff. There you go. And David, you just got the, oh, yes, because it's a 5-star review. Here's what he says. He says,
Yes.
I'm just going to hit that all day long. It's literally my favorite thing to do.
I like it. He says, I wanted to let you guys know that I really enjoy listening to your podcast. I work at a cancer institute at a desk for 9 hours straight every day. There's a lot of negativity in this world that we encounter every day. I believe the best part of this podcast that cannot be understated or undervalued is that in every episode, you guys pull encouraging and inspiring messages from the story. Messages that uplift me, that make me think about how the world should be and how I can make a difference in my little corner. I like a statement that I heard Brent say. He believes that our culture and society needs Star Trek and the messages that it gives. I agree wholeheartedly. And I think it's cool that we can now see that Babylon 5 also has those messages. What I would say to you guys about that is that our society and culture also needs more podcasts and more media like Babylon 5 for the first time. Thank you very much for all the hard work. I truly could not imagine my day without you guys. And of course, as always, live long and prosper.
Wow. You know, Brett, we started doing this, right? Gosh, what, 6 months ago almost now? Something like that.
Yeah, we're about that pot. Yeah.
So I think we started in May and we're almost to the end of the year. But we did it to watch a sci-fi show, right? For you and me to hang out and watch TV and to know that like we're able to help make a difference like this through an incredible television show. Like, it's awesome.
You know, I have a mantra that I've said on Beam Me Up, my Star Trek podcast. For anybody who's clear, Jeff and I have 2 different Star Trek podcasts. Like this is not like another show that he and I are doing together. Like Jeff has his, I have mine. We came together to do this one. But on Beam Me Up, I've said it multiple times throughout the show because I believe it with all of my heart. The world is better when Star Trek is on TV. The world needs Star Trek. The world needs the messages that Star Trek puts out. And that's why I think it's so important that we are looking and analyzing other shows. And we say it all the time, not comparing Babylon 5 to Star Trek, but using that analytical filter that we've gained from watching Star Trek and applying it to other shows. And in this case, it just happens to be Babylon 5. And there also happens to be that whole thing about one ripping the other off and all that kind of stuff, which just throws a whole bunch. It makes it more fun, honestly. But it would not be bad. It would not be incorrect to say that the world is better when shows like Star Trek, when shows like Babylon 5 are on TV, because these shows hold up a mirror to ourselves. They give us a hope for a better future. They show us where we are and help us to know where we could be, or at least where we should be going. And in some cases, they even give us a roadmap for how to get there. And I love this review. I love what David says here, because especially for a guy who works in a cancer center where there can just be that's a heavy job, man.
Yeah.
That's got to be just heavy. Like I said, heavy. He works at a desk for 9 hours a day. So if we can help bring a little bit of light into his corner and that helps him shine some light somewhere else, Jeff, for 2 guys who just wanted to get together, hang out and watch a sci-fi show, that's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Totally. But, you know, we alluded to it a minute ago, but in addition to the rule of 3, we play the other game, right? Where at the end of the episode, we guess what
you mean the other game where we try to avoid all spoilers?
Well, that's the game that we play here all the time, everywhere, in everything that we do.
Yes.
No
Jeff,
spoilers.
Can I interrupt your little dot? Because I know where you're getting ready to go. I want to interrupt that just for a minute.
Get in there.
We have enough new listeners to Babylon 5 for the first time that it's been a while since we've really talked about this. So I kind of want to just bring it back up, give a refresher for our new listeners, and really kind of like set a delineating mark. There you go. Of like what's a spoiler and what's not.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
And so I have two pieces of information that I have come across that I am now privy to, things that we have not been told so far in the story of the show. Jeff, I don't know what you know or not, but I think these are two really good examples. One is hey, this is a perfectly fine thing to tell us. The other is a little more of a gray area, like maybe don't tell us that one. But it's ultimately need to really impact our viewing. But I just kind of want to throw those out there as two examples. So, Jeff, and I'll let you stop me.
Okay.
I'll kind of give you the topic of what it is before I say it, and then you can stop me and I won't tell you. But if you do, I'll go on. And like neither one of these, I don't think are that spoilery monumental, but it gives you that line. Okay.
Yeah.
The first one has to do with the Minbari headpieces. We've talked for a long time about those Minbari headpieces. The other day, I was out, actually a couple weeks ago now. I was going back through some of our old comments and looking at some, because what happens is like the show goes out, people do comments. We do like comments for like a day or two, and then we kind of move on. I was going back and catching the older comments that came in after that. And there were several people, because we said in an episode, I don't know, it was back somewhere in season 1, like what you said this line, you said, if it's not a spoiler, tell us what that headdress thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the headdress thing is. Would you like to know?
Yes, I would like to know.
Here's what it is.
Is this a spoiler, right?
It's a spoiler because apparently we find this out somewhere later on down the line. Now, what I don't know is, do we find it out in the show, or is it like extra show material that JMS just tells us later? I have no idea. But people all say the exact same thing. So somewhere we come to know the idea. Here's what it is. You ready?
Okay.
It's bone. It is a piece of their skull. Okay. That grows out. And what happens is the men kind of have that W deal, and the women, it kind of comes to a single point. But what happens is, because it's bone, the people can actually shape it. Like they can shave it and shape it to form different, like almost like tattoo it a little bit. And so like the warriors are going to give it that real sharp, edgy thing. And the religious cast or other people are going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. So that's why you see like Lanier, he's got the 3, but it's going to be a little more smooth than say what was that warrior dude that was parading the dude's body around? Whatever his name was.
Naroon?
Yeah, that was it. Naroon.
Yeah.
Like he's all like, his is all jaggedy and you know, everything's sharpened. So it's a piece of their skull is apparently what it is.
You know, that kind of adds a whole different layer of context to Jakar saying he wants to carve the bones of the Centauri. Like apparently bone carving is a thing. Like, like I'll just take you down to the Minbari, supercuts, and we'll run your bones through it and just ask him for the flute.
Right. Resikin or Piccolo? Oh, that's a thing.
That is.
Oh, wait. Have we started it?
Yeah, we did, because we said what it was. Enough. So we're in play.
Fair enough. The other, okay, that would be an example, Jeff, just for the record. Like, that's fine.
Right. There's no story attached to that. That's
exactly
like a fact. Yeah. I guess I see that. And,
yeah, it's
well, unless like, and you said this too, unless I don't know, like unless there's a story that's built around.
I don't even
really.
Know, I don't even know that it's that big of a deal. Okay. Yeah. Now here's another one that, again, ultimately I don't know if it's going to be I don't know how much of a spoiler this really is going to be, but I know a little bit more about the Grey Council now because of some comments that some people have left in the comments that I didn't know what I was reading until I had finished reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it actually redefines a little bit about Minbari culture for us, but this is regarding the makeup of the Grey Council and who the Grey Council is. This is one that I will say on the front end, while I don't know that this is a big spoiler that ruins anything. It just contains some information we haven't received yet, if that makes sense.
I think
so. I don't I don't know that it spoils anything. It's just there's just information here that we just don't know. And I would say this would be something that's probably a little on the other side of the gray line. Like, we don't have that information yet, so don't tell us. You know, what would you like to know? If I know, you could know.
I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know.
Okay. I'm going to, I'm going to see if I can, for the folks out there that are wondering specifically what I'm talking about, I'm talking about how the membership of the Great Council is comprised. And Jeff, as far as what we know about Minbari culture, okay, and what we have speculated so far to this point, is the Great Council is from the religious caste. There's the other caste of the warrior caste.
Yeah.
Right. And for some reason, the warrior caste bows down to the religious caste, and ultimately the Great Council rules over it. Like, that's our understanding by episode 30 of how that works. There's information you don't know that I know. And the people out there who are listening, who are familiar with this, are going, oh, but there's other things. I'm like, right. We don't know that yet. It's just not information we've come across yet in the deal. So you're not even clarifying something that we just maybe misunderstood as much as you're giving us brand new information. Again, ultimately, is it that big of a deal? Probably not. But this would be an example of a spoiler that Jeff and I would prefer not to receive.
Yeah. I mean,
we just don't have that information yet.
I have the option right now to receive it. I'd rather not. I want to discover it. That's the fun of the show. Yeah.
To discover it. Right.
And I think, the other example that I run into quite a bit on YouTube is, we'll make a comment of, gosh, even on Twitter we get this, but we'll make a comment about, this thing doesn't seem like it's really going to turn into much. This is probably just I love it. People love it when we say this, probably a throwaway. Whatever. But then someone will come and be like, oh, it's really not a throwaway. See, in the end of season 3, this is no. Or, gosh, when was it? Like, again, near the end of season 1, we asked about, what's the 2-parter?
The Voice in the Wilderness.
Yeah, The Voice in the Wilderness. Because we asked, should we watch
the Baptist one?
Yeah. But should we watch this as 1 or 2? And people are like, well, this one you should watch as 2, but the one that's coming up in season, no, don't tell us that, right? We didn't even know there was one in season 3, and we're gonna get there. So good clarifier.
Yeah. So, and again, that is mostly for our new people. And really, if you have to preface what you're saying of it's not a spoiler to say, then just don't say.
Yeah, because it probably
is a great rule. And to wrap this all up, let me just say to those of you who really are concerned about keeping the integrity of the show and keeping spoilers away from Jeff and I, thank you guys so much. For those of you who police the comments on our behalf, thank you so much. And please keep doing it, because I think the vast majority of people who do give spoilers aren't trying to spoil. They just haven't thought about it all the way through yet.
Yeah, and they're trying to be helpful.
Really exactly.
And we have a couple people, I think, and
people were excited about the material because they want to share it. That's what it is. We're not blaming you. We're just trying to give those boundaries now that we can clarify it a little bit more.
Yeah, we've got a couple people that will go as far as to say, hey, delete your comment. Like, this is not okay to share at this point. And most people do. And it's one, thank you for policing us. And then thank you for being cool with it, and it's just, we really appreciate it so much. It makes such a difference for our experience. And honestly, it makes the experience better for you, because now you get to watch us discover these things for ourselves. And then you get to come back with the, hey, I told you, or I was going to tell you. And that's cool. Yeah, we love that. That's awesome.
The comments I love are the people like, I want to talk about this, but I can't. And then when they can, so the thing I wanted to talk about was those are fun. Those are fun to watch.
Yeah, it's super cool. Speaking of being go.
I was going to say, we're talking about the rule of 3. Give us the rules for the rule of 3, because that's all I had about spoilers.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't going to talk about the rules for the rule of 3. We already did that. What I was going to say, and this was my segue, right? So I'm going to pause because, hey, YouTube, I'm going to cut this together real smooth for the audio piece.
Yeah.
Speaking of really great moments and nailing it. Hey, Brent, Do you remember? Well, let me start with mine, right? Well, no, I think we need to start with yours because mine just kind of built off of yours. But what did you think? So we guess at the end of every episode what the next episode's going to be about based on the title alone. What was it you thought Soulmates was going to be about?
So I ultimately thought it was going to be a Jakar and Londo episode. But the more I talked about it last week, I eventually got to Londo was wanting, I was really close. Like it was just a couple of things. Londo was wanting to get remarried. And in order to get married to somebody new, he had to get rid of his other wives. So it was going to be about how he divorces his wives or a wife or something of that nature. Oh my gosh, Jeff. That's so literally what this episode was how does Londo divorce his wives?
It's amazing. And you're right. Like go back and listen to that episode. Like Brent starts with, oh, it'd be cool. And then he talks. And as he was talking, I'm like, if he keeps talking, he's going to guess what I was thinking. I just took it one step further. And I thought that he was going to want to marry, Adira, was that her name? Yeah. Adira from Born to the Purple.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I mean, you're like, this is it. And then I'm watching the episode. It's like, Brent, what? This is so close.
Listen, to be clear, I did not watch this episode first. I did not read the description of the episode. I did nothing. Like, I know people out there like, oh, there's no way. Absolutely. That was a complete guess.
It's a testament to the writing, the overall writing for Babylon 5 that like with a title bloop, right here and just like everything that's kind of happened so far through season 1 and 2. Of course it's this. Like, of course it was that.
Right. Which we know that a lot of times their titles are actually really cryptic and don't go with it. But sometimes they're just like infection. Okay. What do you think that one's about?
Yeah.
Like,
whoops, we missed that one. Parliament of Dreams. That's why I was going to be my favorite. Neither a parliament nor a dream.
So, Jeff, speaking of this episode specifically, for those for whom it may have been a while since they've seen this episode, maybe those who aren't really watching the episodes before they listen to us, or anybody out there who's not watching the show at all, which if you're not, why? Go watch the show. And but they're not, and they're just listening to us talk about it. Jeff, tell us about the episode Soulmates.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, the blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream. What people don't tell you, though, is that nightmares are also dreams, right? Remember back a few episodes ago where Lord Rifa was buttering Londo up to help snag the Emperor's ship when the Emperor dies? Well, apparently, Londo has also been nudging up to the Emperor at the same time. He basically says that his strategy is, I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top. To celebrate the 30th anniversary of Londo's Day of Ascension, and to commemorate it, the Emperor offers to grant Londo any wish that he can fulfill. Between the shadows and the Emperor, Londo's kind of unlocked the cheat code to life, right? Like, he's got it dialed in. But for his wish, anything in the whole Imperium he could ever want, he asks to divorce his wives. He wants to put an end to the nightmare. As they're arriving and Veer is entertaining them, Londo's in the bar. He's buying drinks. He's celebrating his soon-to-be freedom. And when he delivers the news, he changes it up a little. Turns out that at the request of the Emperor, he's only going to be able to divorce 2 of them. And it's time for them to start showing him which one is worth keeping around. Speaking of the joy of marriage, it looks like the Centauri aren't the only ones with arranged marriages. In her early days at Psi Corp, Talia Winters and one of her mentors, Matt Stone, along with his buddy Trey Parker, wrong podcast. No, her mentor Matthew Stoner was apparently a genetic match with her that, it's gross, could possibly have a kid that was at least as size strong as they were. So they got him hitched and told him to breed. Arranged marriages, breeding programs. Is Psi Corp based on the Centauri or the Bene Gesserit? Yeah, I totally went there again. Well, Stoner lost his telepathic abilities, somehow, got released from the Corps, and they annulled their marriage. Guess they never made that super psychic baby after all. But for some reason, he's here on Babylon 5. He's selling some artifacts to Mr. Lurch, tooling around the station, and generally rubbing Garibaldi the wrong way. It seems like no matter what, though, people tend to do what Stoner wants them to do. Even good old Lou gives him lunch before it's time to eat. Come on, Lou! Garibaldi shares with Delenn that he really likes Talia, and he really hates Stoner. To which she says the Minbari believe that some souls are just connected and continue their relationships through multiple lives. Well, Londo's having a huge party for his day of ascension, and his wives are working to impress him. Sort of. I mean, one of his wives, Marielle, buys him a present. It's the artifact that Stoner sold, actually. And some of them are even down for some team sports in the bedroom. Everyone else is getting ready for the party, too. Even Jakar is eager to attend and totally ignore the cultural nuances. Delenn, though, through all this, Delenn's been struggling. This whole being human thing, it turns out it's a little harder than she thought. Ivanova, or as Londo calls her, Ivanova, because that happened, introduces her to the magic of herbal essences and helps her brush her hair. They all show up at Londo's party. Marielle gives him the artifact. It's an old Centauri statue that pops some darts right into Londo's substantial forehead, knocking him out and accelerating his metabolism. He's in med lab, dying, and Garibaldi is investigating. He's convinced it's Stoner, but we see Marielle and Jakar in a, suspicious meeting. But after all that, it's pretty much chalked up to an unfortunate accident. In MedLab, Franklin says a blood transfusion could save Londo, but they don't have enough blood. His wife, Timov, though, comes back on her own and offers to do the transfusion as long as Franklin never tells anyone that she did it. She saves Londo's life. And even not knowing that, having no idea that she did that, he chooses to stay with her and divorce the others. He says that with her, he always knows where he stands. Stoner, in the meantime, has been trying to hook back up with Talia. Says there's a drug that he knows how to use that'll get rid of her telepathic abilities, and she's all in. Despite what she says in every single episode that we've seen her in, except for one, she says that now suddenly she hates Psi Corp and wants out. Well, Garibaldi doesn't like this. And this is where things, kind of start getting a little weird for me at least. But he somehow knows now that Stoner is using abilities to sway people. Psi Corp, the place, he was supposedly kicked out of, was asking Babylon 5 to send him back. Sheridan figures that he's still with Psi Corp as an experiment with empathic abilities. Like Ironheart and telekinetic abilities. After all this, though, Talia somehow seems cool with Psi Corp again? Well, the episode ends with what I think is the biggest deal of this whole thing. Delenn asks Ivanova about cramps. Can Delenn have, human babies now? How human is she? Seriously, Brent, what is going on here? What do you think about this one?
Oh, Jeff, listen. The last bunch of season 2. What is this episode? 6, 7 of season 2? That. It's not been good. I was really excited because everything I kept hearing from you was, just wait till you get out of season 1. Wait till you get out of season 1. This first bunch of season 2 has not been good. This episode was really good. I enjoyed this episode. I'm not going to say that this is a great episode. My enjoyment of this episode might even be tainted by how much I didn't like the previous episodes. But this was a fun episode. I don't know how much it moved the ball down the court. I think if anything, it really speaks to Talia and Psi Corp. It introduces some concept of empaths, and Talia doesn't like Psi Corp. maybe it furthers her and Garibaldi's relationship a little bit, but outside of that, it just sort of seems like a one and done. Like, I don't know if we're ever going to see these wives again. We may or may not. I don't care. It was a fun episode, though. It was a fun episode. I am the king of predictions.
Totally.
And I just want to take note one more time. Not only did I get Jakar in this episode, which I said we needed, I got Londo, which I said we needed. I also got Londo and Jakar together. Those two in a scene together are always the best scene of the entire episode. I got Londo wives. I got a Londo divorce. And I even got something that I said I didn't want, which was an ex-husband for Talia, or an ex for Talia. Like, I specifically said, I don't want this to be about Talia's former lovers ever again. And I got that too. So, man, it was just fun. I cackled through this episode. I've probably watched this episode 3 or 4 times over the course of this past week, trying to get ready for this one. And mostly just because I wanted to. And you wouldn't let me go on to the next episode. What about you, Jeff? What did you think overall about Soulmates?
I totally agree. I just like, my note is literally, this episode was a lot of fun. And it's fun that we needed. It's, sometimes in a season, you've got really heavy stuff or a lot of stuff, and you just kind of need that breather somewhere in there. This one, and I mean, gosh, you said it best. It's not that there's heavy stuff going on. It's that there's heavy stuff going on that should have lasted for 2 or 3 episodes and has gone on for like 7 over and over and over again. So just having like them together, Londo and Jakar together again. Oh, it was so great. And this, I know, flies in the face of what I think this season in Babylon 5 is going to be about, but I was so glad to, like, no mention of the shadows, nothing. Just these really defined, cool characters doing their stuff again. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's good TV. It's a good one-off TV. If you want to sit down and show somebody an episode of Babylon 5 that has no idea what Babylon 5 is about, like, this is not a bad episode to show them.
Yeah, you get a really good look at the different cultures and the character interactions. Yeah, totally.
Different types of people that you get on board. Okay, so Jeff, as far as my notes are all over the place.
I have mine pretty well organized this time.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because everything was very well cut together, honestly, and my notes are very as they happen. There are 3 subplots really going on here. There's Londo and his wives. There's Talia and her ex-husband, and then there's the side show with Dylan. Let's talk about Dylan first. Let's just get that one out of the way because it's so short. But oh my gosh, was this hilarious?
It really was. It really was, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I used to wear my hair super long. I was cool. I was a cool guy. Like, I was a metalhead, and I looked it, and it was great, and I had super healthy hair. But because it takes a lot of work to have super healthy hair, if you just busted out of a cocoon one day and had really long, luscious locks, you have no idea what to do with them. I thought this was so much fun. It showed that it's not just like, oh, I'm part human now. It's like, hey, this is hard. But it also really let Ivanova shine in a cool way that she hasn't been able to this season.
You mean just by being a girl, like just being a female?
Well, I think being a female, but also stuff? But like, honestly, I mean, I don't think it's even that, because like I said, I used to do that, I mean, like, I used to put serum in my hair, and I used to make sure that I conditioned it right and kept the stuff in there. And maybe that's because on my genderbread scale, I skew a little bit sometimes, but, but also I think like, it's just, she got to be a person.
I think that's what I mean. Yeah. I didn't mean for that to sound as like, and I just heard myself saying it as I was going like, oh, that sounds really bad. Like, she just was able to just be her. Like, she didn't have to be Commander Ivanova.
Right.
She could just be, what's her first name?
Susan.
She could just be Sue.
Yeah. She even said, I think she even said to Dylan, she's like, Susan, call me Susan. Like, just, yeah, it was cool.
So there's the hair. By the way, we finally got the context. I think in this episode, there are 2 Babylon 5 gifts. that we got there. We got the one where Londo goes, "Keep it up," and he puts his arms up. We got that one. But then I've seen the one with Delenn like pulling out her hair. Like that was this episode as well.
I haven't seen this one. Yeah, but it's a great gif. Like it's so good.
So the Minbari sweat when they sleep, or they secrete something, which is just ew.
Yeah.
But then they have something they just rub on their skin, which basically exfoliates the dirt away.
Sounds great. Very efficient.
Right.
And when
Lana was like, why don't you just submerge your body in water and wash the sweat away?
It's like, duh, just do this. But Delenn's probably thinking the same thing. Why don't you just rub this chemical cleanser on you? Like, what's wrong?
Right.
Well, your hair. That's what's wrong. Like, yikes. I don't know what I won't say a problem with it. I think I'm seeing this development though in Delenn where now she's straight up identifying through some of this as human. She's still kind of presenting herself as being this Minbari representative. But have we forgotten that she's basically an outcast from her government? The Grey Council hasn't even decided if she belongs anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they know yet. I don't think they've said one way or the other, you know.
Yeah.
Delenn clearly says that she is the most Minbari she's ever been. Right? Like at this point. So she still believes it, but yeah, I think that is a question that is floating around out there.
Yeah. And I just think she carries herself with so much confidence and gravitas, like, I am this. And it's like, no one agrees with you at this point. Like you are kidding yourself and everyone. Like you might be right, but no one's there yet. And I don't know. It's going to be difficult for her to come out any other way than looking like a jerk through this, at least to her government, at least to hers.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, do you think that Delenn is ever going to get, stop me if you've heard this one before. The alien gets a Earth Force commission and now wears the uniform, where before they didn't.
Right.
Have you ever seen that plot in a
never
show ever before?
Not at all.
Do you think that's going to happen with Delenn? Is she ever going to get an Earth Force commission and actually join the EAF?
I don't. And I have a I don't know, a theory maybe. I don't know.
There's 5 seasons left. There's 3.5 seasons left. Like, it could happen. What's your theory?
I don't think the Earthers that Earthers isn't even fair because a lot of people came from Mars. I don't think that the humans that we have that are part of Earth Force now on the station, I don't think they're all going to be Earth Force at some point. Like, I still feel like Earth Force is a bad guy in waiting.
There you go.
So Delenn's going to be an ambassador. I think she's going to be Ambassador Delenn throughout. And Grey Councils, of course, they're going to be like, whoa, this is horrible that you did this thing. And she's going to give some impassioned speech. And they're going to be like, okay, welcome back to the council. You're good.
I am leaning toward what you just said, but I'm going to keep that possibility open that at some point we're going to see her in an Earth Alliance uniform.
Yeah.
Speaking of Earth Alliance, real quick, you know what I've noticed in this episode more so, and I think I've noticed it in the last couple of episodes, but this one was the one where I was like, hey, the Earth Alliance logo is becoming far more prominent in the show. We're seeing it in more and more places. It's maybe just my what's that little thing that clicks in your brain that makes you start noticing stuff now?
Little spidey sense.
Yeah, maybe that's just tuning in. But I really we're seeing it, the emblems in their uniforms where I don't think we saw it as often before. We're seeing it in signage and in various places around the show. We're just seeing that EAF logo a whole lot more. And we're even seeing it right here at Babylon 5 for the first time in Jeff's swanky shirt he's not wearing in this episode.
I wore it last week.
Was that last week? There you go.
Pretty cool one. But I've also noticed on their shoulders, I think their shoulders are where they have their rank insignia or whatever. I haven't figured out what it is yet. I
noticed a couple different uniforms. Like Sheridan had a couple different ones and different people had them. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's different colors, they have. So I'm certain, but I don't think that that's new. I don't even think the Earth Force stuff is new. I think it's just there's good lighting now, and we can actually see it as compared to season 1 when you couldn't like stuff just kind of blend, especially on the uniform. Stuff just kind
Yeah.
of blended on there.
I did make this note. I really kind of wish that Sheridan's dress uniform was his regular uniform because it looks dope.
It looks really good. All of them, because the Garibaldi, like they all looked great with those little braids on them and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And look, I'm just gonna say the dress uniform that we have seen, particularly in Star Trek, but in all sci-fi, never looks as good to me as like their regular everyday combat uniform. Like they it just looks weird. This one looked really good.
Looked really good. And I'm not going to count that as a reference for you.
Thank you. I tried to make that broad for all things, of which Star Trek was just a community member of.
One of the many.
So Delenn in rollers.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out and there's Bill Mummy,
Lanier.
He's like, he's like touching his own head, like, does that hurt?
Right. And she's like, it's oddly relaxing.
Right.
He's like, ooh, maybe I kind of want to try that too.
And then the menstrual cramp joke at the end.
So I don't think that was a joke.
Well, so no, from a writing perspective, that was absolutely like a, hey, let's end this show on a wink, wink, nod to everybody.
Right. A little zing.
No, I think she's really got menstrual cramps.
Well, I think
that's hilarious.
I think that once she kind of figures this out, like what's going on down there, she's gonna want a baby. Yeah. Like she's like, oh, I've got these cramps. I mean, you don't get those cramps. This is my understanding, right? Here's white dude telling women how their stuff works, but I don't think that happens to you unless you're like capable of conceiving a kid, you know? And so I feel like she's gonna be like, oh, I can do this. So then like, if that's a thing, who? Right? Or what? Like,
so she's hooking up.
I think so. I mean, Sinclair to me is the easy answer.
Right. He's the father that he's off screen.
Mm-hmm.
He can. It's a way to keep him in the show. Her and Sinclair become a thing, just off screen, and she bears Sinclair's baby.
Yep, comes back, and I still think I'm still hanging my hat that Sinclair has the soul of Valen, and so she's like through her is going to bring Valen somehow, and that's going to be like.
And he's literally going to be a Minbari Earth, mutt hybrid, mixed baby.
It's something like in V, the miniseries V. That's what happened. Rebecca, I think her name was. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. But she and one of the visitors had a kid and was born, and it's like. Horrifying, cute little lizard baby was born, and it didn't live, but this human looking baby lived and went on. I think they called it the Star Child or something, because that's not something that doesn't happen in everything, right? But it was that where they had to become one in order to, bring everybody together. I think that's going to be her plan, right? Not everybody can go into a cocoon, but we can get people into cocoons and then go make some babies.
That's a heck of a theory. That's a heck of a theory. Right now, people are either like, "Oh, he's so far off, that's not even it," or they're like, "Oh my god, he's so close."
Probably way far off. Like I feel like I was really digging on that one.
So I feel like I have now offended women twice in this podcast. I hope this at least buys it back a little bit. Kudos to the writer for having Delenn and Ivanova be able to completely pass the Bechdel test in this episode. Nailed it. Like, if you want to see, how do you put, for those who don't know, the Bechdel test is when you have two women on screen not talking about a man, just talking about whatever they need to talk about, and completely aced it in this episode.
And they talked about each other. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Yeah. That was super good.
We're probably who loves somebody else or whatever.
We're probably gonna offend a lot more women though, because we do have to talk about the dissolution of some marriages. So like the door's still open for us.
We do. Well, do you want to go and talk about Londo and then save Talia for the end, or you want to talk about Talia first? I'm good either way.
Let's talk about Talia first, because I'm looking forward to the Londo stuff. Let's get this piece out.
So with Talia, one thing that actually has nothing to do with Talia. I think this is a new set piece that we get in the show, the Earth History Museum. Have we seen this part before?
That was all new. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it was completely new. So I like.
Uh-oh. I might have lost Brent. Or he might have lost me. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. You froze for a second there.
Yeah. I'm still. See, now I'm doing the whole technical
Now
thing.
it's your turn. See?
Right? Am I all blurry to you?
You are.
I bet I am.
You sound good now, which is good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sorry,
It's so
YouTube.
frustrating. Hold on just one sec.
You can hang out with me while I take a little drink of water from my BKR water bottle. It's kind of fun, right? My wife loves these. She's got a lot of them. It's nice to give them away as gifts. I'll tell you what, though, like this whole like internet thing, the struggle is real, man. Like it is a real thing.
This is why people don't live stream like this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Could you imagine? Ah, frustrating.
Hey, for whatever it's worth, like the things that like my issue has been your same issue. My equipment just isn't here yet. It's coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to shut down my whole neighborhood to come and fix my things. So that
hopefully,
was
hopefully for me, it's literally just I've got really old equipment up there, and they're sending me stuff. Anyway, what were we just saying?
Oh gosh, the new set piece, the 20th century. Yeah, the Earth.
So we have a new set piece, or at least I think it's a new set piece. Have we ever seen this Earth History Museum before?
No, that's all new. It's pretty fun though. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Love to like plucking at the guitar and stuff. It's
Right?
like, ooh, which also means like, do they not have music like that now? Like, is that like a guitar, some ancient thing?
Right. Little Bill and Ted.
Right.
The music they're listening to. Did you ever watch Bill and Ted and hear what their music supposedly sounded like? And you're like, that's not the instruments that they have right now.
No, and it's not good either.
It really
Like,
wasn't.
They're doing like the whole air guitar strum thing, and it's just like some synth kind of over the top and elevator. It's like future elevator music.
Right. Anyway, I like this is a good place to go have a conversation. I don't know why anybody would ever be in this place. Like, I get the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ever go to this place more than like every once in a while?
I bet it's a
whatever.
touring thing, right? And it's just on Babylon 5 now for like a little while, and then I'll move on. Or we'll probably never see it again or whatever. But it was cool. It was just a neat something different.
So we get Talia, we get her ex-husband is on the station. You've already gone through what happened. So here's what we learned. Psi Corp arranges marriages. They're trying to breed Psi babies, right? Talia secretly hates Psi Corp and wants out.
Apparently, that was I don't know that was kind of I had a hard time swallowing that the whole time.
I didn't. Let's talk about that. Let's go down that path because I heard you mention that and I was like, I found that one probably the most consistent I've ever heard out of her mouth.
Really?
Yes. Let me explain, and then I'll get, because you've already kind of said why, which I get. Here's the thing. When the whole, Jason Ironheart?
Yeah.
Okay. When we got that episode, whatever its name was, at the end of the episode, I think we've said this recently too, right? At the end of the episode, Ironheart like levels her up, but she doesn't tell anyone. And she hasn't done anything with it since, which is it's not necessarily bad writing as much as it really could be she's keeping it secret.
Okay.
And there's just not been something that has forced it to come to the surface yet. Let's say JMS is saving that for an episode later on down the line. Awesome. She clearly had an issue with Psi Corp back in that episode. Now, she still has to play the Psi Corp role. So when we have that episode, was it Legacies where we met the little girl?
I think that was Legacies. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you had that, she had to advocate for sending her back because that's what you're supposed to do. She also kind of let Ivanova do her thing. Like,
true. Okay.
You know, and they're like, it's okay to be conflicted. You know, like I really don't like those people, but I kind of have to stick up for them a little bit. But like in my heart of hearts, they really scare the hell out of me, I think is literally what she said.
Yeah.
The Psi Corp scares the hell out of her, but this is what we're supposed to go do. And they're better than the alternative of just letting a bunch of Psi people run around without any training whatsoever. So like, I actually find it refreshing and consistent with her character that we finally get like actually, I know I put this front on, but actually they really scare the hell out of me and I want out. And she had to deal with, and this will get more into my Star Trek message later, but she had to deal with what does she actually want and come to terms with herself. That's what I read into it.
I think I could buy all of that if I think it was last week's episode, the whole Bureau 13 thing and dude from Xanadu, like she was being threatened by the guy, and she tried doing the Harriman Gray pain, thing, and it didn't work. And she had an opportunity at the end there to throw Psi Corp into the bus a little bit, when Sheridan was, and she did not. And so I think that really I think it was Mind War was the episode with Ironheart, but between that and everything in between, it's just been inconsistent. And I can see a little bit what you were saying, the whole, well, I have to put this face forward because like they'll kill me or whatever, or throw me in prison. But that's the last episode that doesn't carry the water for me on that. I think that she had multiple opportunities to act or say something different and didn't. She was Psi Corp all the way. And she was like Psi Corp, Psi level 5 all the way. She had no telekinesis. She had no enhanced powers. And she covered for them even when she saw plain as day that stuff wasn't good.
Okay, so let me give you the other side of that. Maybe Psi Corp really doesn't scare the hell out of her. Or maybe there's something inside that she's a little uneasy with, but mostly she's down the line with Psi Corp, and what she was feeling was whatever Stoner was imparting on her, like trying to get her to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, could it have been coming from there, or is this just bad, inconsistent writing?
I don't know. I think Stoner really is the wild card in all of this because he has that ability where she could have that little nugget inside of her that's like, oh, I don't really like this very much, but I don't know enough to do anything. And he clearly can grab those nuggets and turn those into whole things. So like, he's the free pass. It's inconsistent, but also like I'm Stoner and that's what I provide. That's the chaos that I bring into every situation.
That might be one of those things we need more episodes.
Yeah, to really
find
figure
out, right? What'd you make of us having Deanna Troi on the station?
Right?
One of us had to use it.
Yeah.
Jeff.
I have a little bit of it in my wrap up too. But here's the thing. Dude never did anything wrong.
Right?
I mean, Garibaldi was all over him from go. And yes, he was right. He was doing some shady stuff, but wasn't doing anything illegal. He was just doing some business. Garibaldi was out of line in a lot of the ways that he was, in every way he was treating him.
Well, so we've seen this from Garibaldi a few times now. Garibaldi made it personal. Garibaldi clearly has feelings for Talia.
Yeah.
Right? You remember it had to do with another girl. What was the episode where bad stuff was happening on Mars and Garibaldi was like, "Oh, my ex-girlfriend." It turns out she's married and had a kid.
Yeah, Lise.
Yeah, whatever that episode was. Garibaldi goes in and slams dude head into the counter multiple times because he's bad talking people on Mars.
Yeah.
And like that got personal for Garibaldi. And then what was when he got shot and he's doing the interrogation of the dude who shot him. That's not good police work. No. That's personal.
Yeah.
Right. This whole thing for Garibaldi. And maybe that's we Jeff, am I right in saying we both like Garibaldi?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Garibaldi's great. like there's Ivanova and then Londo and Jakar because they chew everything, and then probably Garibaldi's right there. Like he's top 5 on the show, right?
Easy.
I mean,
he was my favorite in the first season. Yeah,
top 3 if you put Londo and Jakar like as the same level
as the real soulmates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is a character trait. We've seen this enough times that Garibaldi crosses the line between personal and professional way too easily. Way too easily. In this case, I'm kind of with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like my wife was married before me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a relatively short marriage, but still it was a marriage, and dude did her dirty. Now, I'm not a guy, I've never met the man before in my life. I've never seen a picture of the man. I couldn't tell you who he is. And it's probably a good thing, because if I ever met him, I want to punch him in his freaking face for what he did to her.
Yeah.
Be honest with you. You know, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be way more cool about it. But in my like in my testosterone fueled, you know, protective husband thing, like, dude, you mess with my girl and I don't like you. Like, I automatically do not like you. I don't care. And I'm going to do everything I can to destroy you. And I kind of feel Garibaldi. He shouldn't be bringing that into the professional workplace. I'm not a policeman. I'm not the head of security of a space station. Garibaldi is. He's got to be better.
Yeah.
I'm just a Joe Blow guy. So
yeah, like, it's cool to not like the guy. That's cool. You can not like him, but you can't pull him in and question him for everything. Everything.
Exactly.
And threaten to space him, like, at one point. Like, he gets right.
Dude.
He is, like, multiple times too. He is itching to space somebody. Like,
he went to, I'll space you. He went to that so fast.
It was like the first thing. Like, the first thing.
Yeah.
For him. When he finally comes out and pops Stoner, you know, just right in the face. The first time I watched it, that came out of nowhere for me. I was just like, I feel like there's a whole scene missing where stuff happened. But on the second time, I think that he was like monitoring the situation, and when he saw Talia kind of waffle, you know, and change her tune, he's like, gotcha. Now I know what you're up to. So now I'm going to come in and inappropriately assault you in order to, you know, question you for a thing. Yeah, he does need to be better. He needs to be better.
So let's talk a little bit about, I think, the big piece that we learned, the lore that we learned. Let's put some pieces together about Psi Corp. Psi Corp is working on something. And this is just another level. We already know that they have been working on evolving telepaths to do something, and that's what caused Ironheart to ascend.
Yeah.
We now know that they're arranging marriages between certain telepaths to breed a stronger telepath. I mean, this is what zoologists do with animals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to put you and you together because that's a genetic match that I want to have that baby.
This is the eugenics side that, like, this isn't the eugenics people think about, right? They think of the other side of weeding out stuff. This is the eugenics side of culling certain properties.
Right. Except this one may not necessarily be in a lab as much as it is. Let's put them together and let biology happen.
Yeah, a little more. It's organic.
A little more. There it is. A little more organic.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. They actually, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Stoner never got kicked out of the Corps. They changed Stoner into an empath, and they officially kicked him out of the Corps, but he's like working in the Black Ops division of Psi Corp now, right?
That's Sheridan's theory. I totally buy into that theory.
That's kind of what I'm going to go with that theory.
Yeah.
So they're changing him into something else. He's trying to get Talia to come with him. Basically, he's trying to recruit her into the Black Ops division. What is Psi Corp up to? Jeff, I need our next episode. I need Psi Corp. And you know who I really want to see? They've mentioned him a few. I want to see Bester back.
Bester, it is time. They've
time mentioned
for
him
Bester.
A few times. I need to see Bester back. And I like, this is maybe just because of top of mind, but this is question number one I have right now in my head. Forget the shadows. That's whatever. Delenn and humans and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad to let that unfold. Psi Corp's up to something, and I want to know.
Everything Earth, everything President Santiago, President Clark, everything Fremar, all this stuff happening in like humanity. That's all. I think that's all Psi Corp.
It all seems to come back to Psi Corp.
Exactly.
Common
Some master
denominator,
plan.
right? Yeah.
What I want in there, and to your point, is I want it to be not just Psi Corp, I want it to be Bester. Like I want Bester to be the evil genius behind everything. And I only want that because Walter Koenig was so awesome in that role.
Well,
so
and,
good.
and didn't and there's also Psi Corp. They have that weird base on Mars. They also have that thing in San Diego with the Bureau. That's Psi Corp, right?
That's my 13.
Bureau 13. Like that's
the person.
Yeah.
I think it was 13. Yeah, she was Psi Corp. So
yeah,
and it's Black Ops within the whole thing, and they are influencing the political situation. Like they're in absolutely everything there.
What if Stoner is one of the agents? Like he's 12 or 8 or 7.
Wow.
Or
He's
whatever.
one of the assets.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That
one
was-
of the assets. Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
What if Stoner's one?
That'd be huge.
And because they just killed one in the last episode, and now he's trying to replace that one with Talia.
Totally. Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Right. Or just
Throwing it out there.
getting her plugged into everything.
Right.
You know, one thing I do want to say on Stoner is the actor, right? Is so I'm gonna butcher his last name here, but Keith Zarabakia or Zarabagika. Huge player in Mass Effect. So in Mass Effect, he was the voice of the head of CSEC, which is like their police force, Citadel Security, and a whole bunch of other roles throughout all the original trilogy Mass Effect. So big time, and he also played multiple bit parts throughout Star Trek Voyager.
Really?
Yeah, I forget which episodes he was in, but he was in like 3 or 4 different episodes. Nothing big, just a couple couple bit roles there.
Probably some under like makeup and stuff. Or-
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I dug him in like the way he just couldn't care less, his whatever attitude. Like I liked him as a character, and I liked the actor a lot.
Yeah, here's the thing. He wasn't my favorite guest actor we've had, but I didn't hate him
At all?
I didn't sit there and be like, oh my gosh, why did they cast this guy? Like that wasn't me at all. I wouldn't say he was I wasn't like, dude, this is David Warner.
Totally. Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't that level at all, but he was fine. Like this is the kind of guest acting I'm glad for them to cast.
Where he nailed it though, like my moment, and it was his delivery. Like the line is gorgeous, but his delivery is what made it work. But when Garibaldi's grilling him, and on his way out, he's like, "How about I call you an idiot in public, and you can convict me for revealing state secrets."
That's good writing.
That was good. That was really
It's good writing. The only other thing I had in this particular line, Jeff, really has to do with Talia, and I want to dive into this a little bit more later when we get to our different messages and stuff. But basically, Talia really entertains the idea of giving up her psychic powers until she comes to the end and she goes, I didn't, because this is part of who I am.
If I'm not the telepath, then who am I?
And what am I?
Yeah.
I'm going to save the rest of my comments, but that really codified this whole B plot for me.
Okay. Yeah. It makes sense, right? Since she was 5? She went to Psi Corp when she was 5 years old. Yeah, that's all she has. All right, Brent, it's time for a divorce. Let's talk divorce.
Do it. Do it. Man, those wives do not get along.
No
way.
And they are so different from each other. There's not even something I could think of that would unify those 3 people. They're always going to be at each other's throats.
So the one that I want to know is, which wife was the one where Londo was telling a story where he wakes up in the morning and like it's the day after they got married and they've consummated their marriage and whatever. And he wakes up and like she's sleeping on his arm, and he realizes he gets a good look at her, and he says, I would rather chew off my arm than wake her up. Which one was it?
I think that was Daguerre, but I don't remember for sure. But
did he name who it was?
I think so. I don't remember, but I just remember like the line, just like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one?
It was awesome because they were fighting right at one point, and like he's in the middle and he said something and they're like, what? And he's like, no, please just continue. Just fight.
Right.
Like, this is
I'm
fine.
loving this. I'm loving this. Go ahead.
It was a lot of fun. I loved in the party, right? The big Ascension Day party that he had that full wall mural of Londo.
I hope to God Almighty that Peter Jurassic has that mural in his house above his fireplace.
Totally. Like that's the room that you go to, and it's there. And so there's that huge picture of him there, and the one rule, right? The cultural rule is there can be no shoes. And Jacquard, like literally, he's just like, I'm totally gonna wear my boots. I loved how little he cared about even pretending to respect what was going on.
Right. I got to tell you, Jeff, I it's not above my mantle, but I did a play of some number of years ago where I played a very rich old bachelor dude.
Okay.
And this guy had a painting of himself on the mural. Well, the set designer actually commissioned a painting of me in makeup to go above. Like, I have this mural from the play. That's me as an old man, like being Uncle Scrooge.
You need to put that over your mantle. That's
I should put it behind me right here somewhere, so people out here can see it. I need to find it. I don't know where it is, but it's beautiful. I love it so much.
That's incredible. I love that. You know, the other thing I loved in the party was when he was getting all his presents from everybody, and Lanier get him the deck of cards. And I marked them exactly as you shut up.
By the way, that would be my 10-year-old.
Really? Yeah.
Here, Dad, here's these cards I got you. Thanks, kid. I marked them exactly how you wanted me to. Shut up.
No.
It's exactly what my 10-year-old would do. Stop talking.
The whole thing was it was just so good. I mean, really, like, and I kind of said it in my opening thoughts, and it even kind of wraps into my closing ones, but I was just so happy and comfortable to see Londo and Jacquard doing their thing again. It was so great.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
It's been too long. You know something I noticed, and again, I'm a parent of a 10-year-old, and we have birthday parties twice a year because I have two of them, 10 and a 7-year-old. You know what I loved seeing was Veer in the background making notes of who was giving Londo what gift. Like, because I'm that guy at birthday parties where I'm like, okay, who gave him this? This is what he gave him. Because we're going to send the thank you cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
We never send the thank you cards.
I know. I do the
We
same.
fully intend to, fully mean to. It never happens.
It's like it gets close to my daughter's birthday, and then I see the note on my phone where I'm like, oh, shoot, I should have sent those cards out. It's been almost a year. Maybe I'll get them this time.
Right.
Whoops.
We didn't do it for. We're so bad. We didn't do it for our wedding gifts that people gave us.
Oh.
We didn't do it. We haven't. We're just. If you're listening and you have ever gifted me or my family something and you never received a thank you card, please know that it was received. It was welcomed. We loved it. Thank you so much. We suck at sending cards.
Question on this whole thing that went down here for you.
Yeah.
So Jacquard and Marielle meeting up. Jacquard in his little robe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they doing it? Like, is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I think Jacquard has his women that are just there, and she came in while he was lounging about
in media race, as it were.
But I think they could, they potentially could be, but I don't think they are. You know, because I don't see them. I don't see Jacquard doing it with a Centauri. This is purely a relationship of what do you like, similar enemies,
right? Yeah,
or whatever. Like, that's all this is. There's nothing physical about this relationship at all. I think she disgusts him, to be honest with you.
I could totally see that. But I could also see him taking on that disgust for the sole purpose of sleeping with his mortal enemy's wife.
that would get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that beyond him at all.
By the way, I don't know how many times we've now seen Jakar in that bathrobe with that bodysuit,
right?
That dude wears. I need this action figure. This has to be an action figure of Jakar in his bathrobe.
Totally,
it's got to be.
Because it's the same outfit every time, and that bodysuit, like that makeup, it's so good. Like, yeah, it's excellent.
And I really I want to see this. Like, I want to see the makeup piece, like how it just ends right at the seam of the bathrobe. Like the bathrobe is in.
It's part of right.
Like it's sewn into the suit. You know, he just puts it on like over his head or something. But she wants him dead.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She wants him dead before he can divorce her, because if he dies before he divorces her, then she gets to stay a Malari wife.
Right. They're widows at that point. Right. Heroes almost, celebrated. I thought it was fascinating. I still don't fully understand Timov's decision to do the blood transfusion. Like, I liked what she said. I liked what she said. I don't want to win that way. You know what I thought that was cool, but I also found it just very interesting. I don't know. I guess if we see her again, right? If she is a recurring character that we see again, it's going to make more sense. But if she's a one-off that comes in and does this incredible thing and doesn't want any recognition for it, it felt odd to me. In this one, but I thought it was cool. It was neat. It just didn't jive with what I know of Centauri.
Right. Except for she did the thing a wife should do. Regardless if you like the guy or not, regardless if you hate him, that's still your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's still your dude. Like, you're going to save his life. And I don't know that she did it with the point of trying to, like, hey, don't tell him. Whatever you do, don't tell him, because you're probably going to go tell him if I tell you not to do it. Like, I don't think it was that sort of thing. Yeah, like she was like, no, really don't tell him, but I'm going to do this. Also, she says later, she's like, I have no feelings for you, or I have no affection for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she knows herself that well. I think there is some affection there.
Yeah.
And it just comes out in this other, like, I think he also discussed her. But again, that's still her husband. And she doesn't she may not like him, but she doesn't want to see bad stuff happen to him either.
Yeah.
At the same time. Not that bad.
Not that way.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a thing that if more natural circumstances, she would have been fine. Let the dude die, right? But like, clearly there's foul play in here, and she didn't want to go down that way. That makes sense. I thought it was cool though how when he was talking trash about her, when he woke up, and Franklin, he's just like, dude, stuff it. Like, he's like, you're literally talking about a hero right now, but he kept his word. He kept his word.
Right. So Jeff, you moved on to Timov, but I have to go back to Mariel.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Because, okay, you talked about, are they doing it? Here's the question that I wrote down is, I don't know that they're doing it, but what kind of dealings have they had before in the past? This is not a first time meeting.
No, they knew each other.
Clearly done some stuff in the past. And so what all has been going on is the question, but she tried to kill him. She fully knew what was in that statue thing when she bought it. I think she did. She probably got the information from Jakar, honestly. Like, hey, the thing's over there. It's going to shoot him in the head. And kudos to the makeup team, by the way, for giving him the wounds on his head.
Yeah, that was well done.
But Jeff, I'm so disappointed in you. Unless you're just holding off to make me lose my last. I don't know, how many do I have left? One or two?
You got one. I've got
one left. Okay. Well, when Mr. Lurch, as you said, gives him a Horgon. That thing is a Horgon, and that Horgon is a trap. We all know it. How did you not say that? You didn't say it in your recap. You went through that whole piece and didn't bring it up. What is wrong with you?
Because what I've learned is I can put some of these things in my closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Where we intentionally include some of those pieces.
Okay, fair enough.
But what I will spend a thing on here is that, yeah, Mariel as a Centauri probably discuss him, but Jakar's also like pretty sick, twisted guy who wants to see horrible things happen to them, and probably also sees himself in a very superior way, much like a Gold Dukat who slept with countless Bajoran women, because it was the best thing for them. I could very much see Jakar doing that. One, to get at Londo, but also like, you're welcome.
You bring up a good point there. I can't deny that at all. So Mariel, though, let's talk about the three wives.
Mm-hmm.
Mariel is the pretty one out of
Yes.
the three. Like, she's clearly the pretty one. She's kind of the stupid one, or at least she comes off as the stupid one, but she's the most deadly.
Clearly.
Like, she is evil.
It was
right?
so premeditated. Jakar, when he's going through and he's like, what an amazing thing. You publicly gave him a thing and said this to him, and then this coincidence. Like, they said without saying that you totally planned this thing out. You set yourself up with an alibi to make you look innocent, and you're a brilliant, cold-hearted murderer.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's her,
mm-hmm.
and then Daguerre,
mm-hmm.
who is willing to sell her soul for the money.
Yeah. I think she's the dumb one. I think she's the stupid one. I
agree.
Yeah, she's the rich little girl who's just, daddy's cut me off because, that's what we do or whatever. Now I got to get hubby.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, I mean, she comes in and she throws herself at Londo. And when he does, and he like kind of receives it, but then he doesn't and totally backs from her. And then she later comes on and is like, hey, let's have a twosome or a threesome. Or something like that. Yeah. And she's the one like throwing it out. Like, she's down.
Yeah.
She will do whatever to stay a Malari wife.
Exactly.
Not that because she likes Londo, she wants his money. Like, of all of them, she wants the money.
Money and status. That's what it's all about. And she'll do whatever it takes.
What I'm interested in is I kind of need to know the history of Tamav and Londo. How did they get together? Why did they get together? Why did they even get married in the first place? I get why Londo would have married Mariel. She's pretty. She's she's the young one of the three. She honestly, she comes across as stupid, even if she's not. And, she could have been of the three wives, she could have been the toy, right? The plaything.
Yeah.
Daguerre, she threw himself at him and he got drunk one day or something like that. But what's the deal with Tamav? Like, I don't see them getting together and like saying, yes, let's get married. Was this completely arranged by somebody
I think they're all arranged.
Really?
I think we had that episode where with the Winnie Cooper Centauri and her husband came, and then Londo helped them navigate a way to break the arranged marriage so they could get together. I don't think
those two.
Yeah, I don't think Centauri marry for love. I think it's arranged, and he didn't have a say in the matter.
Gotcha.
But I do think, like, of them, I mean, Tamav was the right choice. When she didn't clearly try to murder him, she wasn't willing to compromise who she was for him. She's the one who came out and she's like, I'm not going to play with your sexual Olympics over here. Like, you're gross. Right. You disgust me. And he said it. I know exactly where I stand with you all the time. And yeah, that's what I'm going to want,
Do you think you feel that way because you actually agree with Londo in the end, or because you know the secret that Londo doesn't? That Tamav actually saved his life. And yeah, she actually is the one who's most true to him.
On the first watch through, it was that, right? Oh, she saved his life. This was the right thing. But on the second watch through, where I saw how consistently through the whole episode, she's like, no, dude, I mean, forget it, no way, I'm not doing this. No, you are gross. I think at one point she even said, you disgust me, or something like that. She was so clear in how she felt about him the whole time.
You know,
She also just a little actor reference. She played Malcolm Reed's mom in Enterprise.
did she?
Yeah, Jane Carr. So she's mostly, a lot of her stuff is theater, stage, and Shakespeare. But she's got she's a very well credited actor, but had that role of she's the one who told Hoshi about the pineapple upside down cake. That
she has that face and that voice that I'm like, I know I've seen her, and I don't know where. And I looked her up on IMDb, and I still don't know where I know her from. But she has that very characteristic. Like, I know that voice. I know that. I don't know where it is, but I know that voice. She has that. And I'm not really sure where I know it from. There is this line. I loved this line. Londo he says something to Mauve about having an insincere word of relief. He said that. He's like, you have an insincere word. And my note for that was, except I don't think anything about Mauve is insincere.
Exactly.
I think every single word she says, she absolutely means.
Yeah. I think we saw 100%. That through everything she said. Daguerre, straight up just, what do you want to hear? Great Londo, whatever. Mariel, hey, I'm going to murder you, but I'm also still going to be this sweet little thing. And she's like, yeah, you're a gross centauri, and I hate you. She made no bones about it whatsoever, head bone or not.
Well, Jeff, with that, I think we're working our way into the conversation of what this all means and boiling this all down.
I would agree. This is the part of the show where we check to see, is there a Star Trek-y quality to it, right? Does it have a deep moral message? Is it holding up a mirror to society or giving us hope that there's going to be a better future for us? I'm going to rate this episode on a scale of 0 to 5 deltas as to how Star Trek this episode is. Brent, you're going to rate this one on a scale of 0 to 5 Star Furies as to just how much we enjoyed the episode. I know you've got some Delta thoughts on this, and I think that they're going to be different than mine, so I'm excited to hear them. But this felt, on the surface, like a Loaxana Troy episode of Star Trek.
Ooh, good call.
Thanks. Yeah, everything about it. And it even had Mr. Home in it, But just
thank you for finally saying that.
Yeah, I know, right? I was dancing around. Here I am, see?
That's what you did. You saved all these when the buzzer doesn't count. The buzzer goes away. That's when you saved them. Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, I did it.
You're playing, you're gaming the game, Jeff.
I am a little bit. That's what I do. But the thing about Loaxana Troy episodes is we think about them in hindsight, right, as being horrible. And oh my God, she was awful. But there are some of them that are excellent episodes and have some deep message. There are Loaxana Troy episodes that would get 4 or 5 deltas.
Yeah. Can you say Lifeline?
Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
So good. It's amazing. Right? In this one, to me, I think that the big Star Trek message came through in the circus around Londo. He threatened a life of poverty and obscurity for these women, right? And 2 of the 3 started just completely stumbling all over themselves to ingratiate themselves to him in any way that they could. But Timov just stayed the course. What this reminds me of, even more than like a Star Trek message, is Young Guns 2. Did you ever watch the Young Guns movies?
Regulators!
Right?
Hold up.
When I was a kid,
It was a clear black night. All right, go ahead.
That's so good. It's I loved those movies so much. But in Young Guns 2, they're like the climax is coming up, and Doc and Billy the Kid are talking. And
Emilio!
That's Night at the Roxbury.
Yes, it is.
Such a good one. But Doc is trying to talk him into giving up. Let's go to old Mexico. Let's run away. Let's get out of this. We got to go. And Billy the Kid tells this story. And he says, so the world's going to end in 3 days. And so they ask everybody, you got 3 days to live. What are you going to do? This guy says, well, I'm going to go get a bunch of liquor and a bunch of whores, and I'm just going to go have a good time till I die. This other guy says, I'm going to go into the church and I'm going to pray for 3 days. Well, I'm going to finish the game. That's what I'm going to do. I got 3 days left. I'm going to finish the game. That's what Timov did, right? She was true to who she was. Her charitable act, right, showed that she cared and that she didn't, like I said, she didn't want to win under those circumstances. He ends up keeping her, not knowing that she was awesome and that she saved his life, but because she was true to who she was. I think that is the Star Trek message. Be who you are, not what you think you should be, not what someone else wants you to be, but be you and no one else. And that, to me, and I think it was put so well in this episode, that I want to give this one, I'm going to give this one 3 deltas for that.
Jeff,
Brent,
I want to make an argument, and I'm going to give you a chance to do this in a few moments.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a chance to change your rating.
No. Wow. Okay.
Let me make a case.
Let's hear it.
100% everything you just said. Be true to yourself. Mauve wins at the end because she's the only one telling the truth. I don't know how much more Star Trek you can get than that. She is true to her core all the way through. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Londo says, I'm going to keep you because I at least know where I always stand with you. I can respect that. I can honor that. And I can work with that. I can't work with these other two, but I can work with that. I love that. There's more than just that, though. Let's take a look at Talia. Talia played. I mentioned this right at the very end. She comes in and she says at the end, if I'm not Psi Corp, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not a telepath, then what am I? And Talia is placing her identity in her talents. She doesn't know who she would be without them. And there's a problem with that. She can't just rest in being who she is. She's concerned more about what she is. So that begs the question, where is she placing her value? Where is she finding her own self-worth? And in doing so, in keeping her self-worth about what she is rather than who she is staying tied to an organization that, frankly, deep down still scares the hell out of her, because Stoner wouldn't have been able to pull that out of her if it didn't exist down there somewhere. And I think we've seen that through the Jason Ironheart thing.
Mm-hmm.
That while she stays Psi Corp, there's still a piece of her that's like, I don't really know. And she can't get over it. And it keeps her locked in with this Psi Corp thing. And friends, I got to tell you, I'm old enough now that if I can sit on the front porch and call you over and tell you some stories and give you some advice to the young whippersnappers out there, don't place your value in what you are. It's who you are. Who are you? You're a person. You're a human being. You have worth and value just because of that, not in what you do or what you offer to society. You have value because you suck air. You're a fellow human being. Like, that's enough. That's enough. Just be you. It's okay. And you don't have to worry about what am I if it's not this? In fact, I think that's actually a good exercise for people to go through. If I'm not that, what am I? A number of years ago, my wife got pregnant with our first child. About 11, if you guys have been tracking this episode. And when the child was about to be born, we looked at each other and we said, look, this is a decision we made for our family. Okay. I'm not saying that everybody has to make this. We made this for our family. We said, if somebody's going to screw our kid up, we'd rather it be one of us and not somebody in daycare that we keep the kid with. Right. So it was in that moment that we made a decision that for the way our family worked, I would become a stay-at-home dad. And I spent a lot of years with very young children, and then it tour of duty got extended with the second kid, of being a stay-at-home dad. And that is a hard job, because everything that you are as a person is now suddenly stripped away. The provider, the resource person, like all of those pieces, that's gone. And you're doing a job that, frankly, society doesn't think that you should be doing. And let's be honest, you in your own head don't think you should be doing. It's tough. But if there's something I learned through that experience, my value to my family doesn't rely on a paycheck, and it doesn't rely on a job. And who I am as a person is not what my job was, what company I'm running, or anything like that. My value is in me, to my family, and who I am with my family. And I would simply pass that on, because that was a big thing that glared out to me from Talia, of she is tied to this thing that she doesn't like because she finds her value in what she is and not who she is. The other thing I'll give you, Jeff, that I think you can't get more Star Trek than this one comes from Sheridan, and a simple line followed up by the action. Something is clearly bothering Talia, and she says to him, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about this with my commander. And he says, as station commander, it's not your business. And he goes, you know what? You're right. It's not my business as a station commander. But as a fellow human being who is seeing another one in pain, here's what he says. He goes, I'm available. Just not as a commander, as another human being who sees somebody else's issue, that they're having something. I care. I'm available. I'm not going to force myself on you. I'm not going to force you to come to me with all this stuff, but I'm just letting you know I'm right here. Having empathy for your fellow human, just being kind, is exactly the way we should be.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know, like these three messages, like I hit all three of them down, and you picked up on the one, but I just don't know how much more Star Trek you get than these three messages.
I totally agree on the Sheridan one. Like that's Sheridan, right? He's great. And even Sinclair was a great human. Like they're good.
Yeah.
There's great examples of being a good human. But on the Talia one, the concept, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I go into deep detail in my Star Trek podcast, the Starfleet Leadership Academy, when I watched DS9's The House of Quark. But the concept is called be, do, have, right? There's who you are, right? The person you are, there's what you do, and then there's the things that you have. It's like how someone gets elected senator and we call them senator the rest of their lives, whether they're serving as a senator or not. It's like, hey, you did that, for 6 years or whatever. Why what have you done for me lately? Right. And Talia is stuck in that do place. She identifies with what she does. I'm a commercial telepath with Psi Corp. That's what I do. It's who I am. It's like, no, you are Talia Winters, this amazing person. My hang up on giving it much credit in this episode is it was just the door was opened for her. Like we know that she identifies as what she does, and that's wrong. They haven't done anything with that yet. I don't think that that's a throwaway. She's not going to say that, and it's not going to come back. That be do have message for Talia, I think, especially after hearing your thoughts on that, is going to be huge at some point. And at that point, I'll count the deltas for sure.
That's fair. I will 100% concede. Talia didn't go down that road. They opened the door and they just left it there. They weren't pushing that. That's purely what I drew out of it, as I explained, largely based on my own personal experience.
Yeah.
But that's a thing in life that I've come to learn, and I believe, and I think everybody should know it and live in that space.
Totally.
I remember you talking about the be, have, do thing.
Yeah.
And that's a great different way to put it, but probably with much fewer words than what I just did.
And in my Starfleet Leadership Academy episode, I go through an exercise you can do to help you identify what you are and who you are, and to celebrate that and be comfortable with it. But honestly,
that's the House of Quark episode.
The House of Quark, yeah. And I really, because there's a scene in there or a series of scenes where O'Brien is trying to build an arboretum for Keiko, because as Bashir puts it, you're a botanist. Be a botanist. And I'm like, no, she's a mom, a calligrapher, a musician, a teacher. She's all these things. And she's let her be Keiko. Don't force her to be a thing she went to college for. Yeah. So, but it's an important exercise I think everybody should go through. But you're right. The Sheridan thing is huge. Like, it is huge. And I'm going to say 4 deltas on the episode. I am going to change my score because it is awesome.
There it is.
Brent,
I wasn't going to go 5, but 4 is what I was aiming for.
Yeah, and it's good because that Sheridan thing, you're right. It is one line, but it is That's the biggest line in the world.
But he follows it up with action.
And he does it. Yeah.
And he does it. Like it's not just a, hey, here's how you should be. It's what he does.
Yeah. And it's what he does consistently as well. It's part of who Sheridan is.
Right.
All right. Star Furies. How much did we enjoy this one?
Okay. I am struggling on this, Jeff, because I want to just say, but this 5 Star Furies, I loved this episode. It was so much fun. Was it really, or did we just have a bad run of episodes and this one is like a breath of fresh air? And maybe it's really not that great of an episode. It just, comparatively speaking, it was really good. So I'm not sure. So for that, I can't in good conscience give it 5, even though it may deserve it. I can't give it 5, but I am going to give it 4. This is an episode I'll rewatch every single chance I get. You know, like I'm doing laundry and I'm flipping through the channels, Babylon 5 comes on and this episode's there. I'm not changing the channel. I'm watching this episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to watch an episode of Babylon 5 for like, I'm living life and I'm not doing a watch through. Just want to watch an episode of Babylon 5. This is one I could throw on and fully enjoy. So I'm going to give this one 4 Star Furies.
I can totally see that. This is one too, that like every time I watched it, I enjoyed it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas sometimes you're like, okay, I got the point. No, this is fun every single time and a little bit more each time.
Well, and sometimes you like an episode a lot. Then the more you watch it, the more you're like, this is kind of a crap episode.
Yeah. This one, not so far, it's not. But starting now in season 2, we are ranking the episodes like we did in the season 1 wrap up, right? For the whole season, but now we're doing it episode by episode. When we're done, Brent, we will have the absolute 100% completely accurate and definitive ranking of Babylon 5's second season.
Yep.
Right now, in order, number 1, we have Points of Departure. Number 2 is Spider in the Web. Number 3, The Geometry of Shadows. Number 4, Revelations. And number 5, A Distant Star. And then later on down the road, we have The Long Dark. Where, Brent, do you place Soulmates?
You know, this is going to go up against a litmus test of which episode would I want to watch first or again? Which one do I most want to watch again? I'm going to put this one up against Points of Departure. That's where I'm going to, is this a number 1 or is this my number 2? And if I put this up against Points of Departure, I want to watch this one before I watch Points of Departure. So that to me says number 1 so far in the series.
Wow.
I'll
there it
pick
is.
Everything else down.
Can't argue with that. Because one, our rules prohibit me from arguing with it, but also it's
that's right. I get to say, like, you can't
get
change
to
it. That's
say.
right. I forgot about that.
And it's the definitive ranking. So I mean, how could I argue with the objectively correct ranking at this point?
Exactly.
Well, Brent, that's it for Soulmates. Next week, we are watching A Race Through Dark Places for the first time. We've never seen these episodes before. We're not watching ahead. We're not looking at any pictures or anything. So based on that name alone, A Race Through Dark Places. Brent, what do you think it's going to be about?
Is there any chance this one is about Psi Corp and Bester?
No, there's no way they're going to double them up.
You don't. I mean,
so. It'd be awesome
because I said that earlier. Cool. Like, I need Psi Corp and Bester, right? Like that's what I said earlier. Okay, A Race Through Dark Places. This one is going to be. I'm going with the Dr. Franklin episode.
Oh,
and I think he's going back to the lurkers, the down below area where he is, like his little free clinic is down there.
Oh yeah,
or something going on. But it's going to be a metaphor. Like, while he's doing something down there, there's also going to be the dark places a doctor can go.
Okay.
Right. Like a race through the, like, what are the ethical problems that we obviously know that Franklin has zero ethics whatsoever, but he's going to finally encounter some.
Wow. This is like where we literally, like, he's just like, I have to do this thing. I'm not going to let any ethical quandary get in my way. I'm going to race through them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A Race Through Dark Places. That's my guess.
So I think that we're going to do you remember that guy who's like in the credits now, but we've seen twice, Warren Keffer?
Oh,
yeah. Remember that guy
that we know like nothing about?
Yeah. He's a commander.
They just made him the commander of Zeta Wing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I remember right, he was, stuck in hyperspace for a while and he saw the shadow ship thing flying through and he was like, I'm going to find this thing. I think that he's going to somehow end up in hyperspace and be actually like trying to piece this together. This is going to be that journey to find out what that shadow ship thing was.
Listen, getting back to anything having to do with shadows and a race through dark places, that actually makes more sense than Dr. Franklin, because I was just pulling that out of the air.
Yeah. Can I share a thing that will probably upset some of our listeners?
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get back to the shadows. I kind of don't care.
Unless they're moving forward with that idea and they're going to like pull it all together. And I don't mean just a little breadcrumb, like give me the whole freaking slice.
Or give me some. I mean, we've had I think 5 episodes related to shadows so far, and we've moved one episode's worth in 5. So give me those 5 worth. Yeah, give me the 5 episodes worth. Move us there if it's going to.
Well, and honestly, there's so many other plot lines going on that are frankly more interesting.
Yeah,
like give me Bester. I want Bester.
That'd be awesome. Well, we're going to find out here next week. Thank you all so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to wherever you're listening to us or watching us. And if you haven't already done so, pop over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and a review. Brent, until next time.
Hey, Jeff.
What?
You know, we didn't talk about him at all, but Veer was amazing in this episode. And in his honor, I will simply say, hey, Jeff, it has been a pleasure recording with you tonight.
Thanks, man. Oh, we'll see you. Peace and long life.
This is my first time.
Oh, he's gone. Look at that. He was right, though. Veer was next freaking level. Hey, YouTube, thank you all so very much for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. We will see you next week right here with, probably not Bester, right? See ya.